Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Actually, my cough's gotten better.
I was going to say, welcome to the pregame. Can we get a medical update from the sidelines, Charissa? How is the cough?
You know, I just was able to talk to the athletic trainers from Calm Down, and I have some intel to support the fact that this nagging sickness/cough is on its way out. We are slow and steady with the healing process. We're off the IR. We're on the 15-day disabled list. Better,
Fun fact. Oh, no, so much better. Fun fact for our viewers. You do need to say, and I'm glad you did, athletic trainer. People will always tweet who are in the trainer business and they get on your ass if you don't say. I just spoke to the Patriots training staff and they did update us that Rob Gronkowski realized this was years ago. But if you don't drop that athletic, people get mad.
Really
mad. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait, because they think you're confusing them with just a trainer from Equinox? I mean, what's the deal?
I don't want to misstep. I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to piss anyone off, but there's a real big thing. You've got to say athletic trainer. So yes, that's why I do that whole thing, as you should when you give an injury report or whenever you, talk injuries. The athletic training staff.
What do you say that you are when people ask what I do for a living? I say sports reporter, but I'm like, I'm not a reporter, so that's wrong. And then I say TV host, but like, am I don't know what am I? I'm not a journalist. That's wrong.
I know. I say broadcaster.
Broadcaster. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either. What is the correct term? I'm going to tell you what is the correct term. This is our pregame for those of you that are new to the program, a 10 little snippet that we take questions from our incredible listeners and sort of give you a little sampling of what we may discuss in length later on in the week. So our first question comes to us from Drew Goody.
I love this question.
If you could sit at a table and have dinner with any four sports people, who would it be? For example, his is Kenny, Shaq, Ernie, and Barkley, which is an incredible dinner party. Holy hell. Barkley, that's actually, I would take that one. But do you know yours off the top of your head? I'm going to think.
No, I'm writing it down right now. What's yours?
Okay, Barkley, probably just because I'm a victim of Drew's table, party of four. Barkley, Jordan.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Whoa, okay.
And Tiger Woods.
Okay. I'm having a problem with my fourth. I have Barkley, Jordan, Larry Bird, Ovs. I don't know who my fourth would be. Can I go back to the Kenny,
Brady?
Shaq, Ernie?
No? Or is that you could actually have dinner with him? So forget that. Never mind. What do you want to say about Ernie?
Just I couldn't love that show more. I'm not really up to date on the NBA, but when I watch that show, I feel like I've been watching the NBA all year long. They could talk about the paint drying on the wall or the paint or the scrapes on my wall, and I could watch it all. It's so good. It's so good.
I've been chirping NBA players because I don't watch the NBA. I know. It's my new thing. I don't care if I get in trouble. I don't cover the NBA, but I do gamble.
Sure.
And when you only score 4 points and I have bet on the over of 28.5, I'm going to chirp you. I lost $2,500 last night on a sure bet. And I said, forget it. I'm going hard in the paint with my comments. I don't have any issue with that. But I was watching their post game. They're throwing eggs. I didn't even understand what they were throwing eggs about. Like, think about this. This is the NBA playoffs. And 10 minutes of their show is designated to an egg toss. It's so great because who cares? Like, you can get stats anywhere. But yeah, I love that show.
They're the best.
The Biggie Why is this? I'm upset this isn't my handle. The Biggie Show said greatest sports moment you've ever seen as a fan.
Huh.
Mine's as a fan of my Seattle team. It's a negative moment. It's the interception on the goal line against the Patriots, Malcolm Butler's interception, which was a terrible sports moment for me being from Seattle. But I knew in that moment this was to date the biggest sports blunder in history. And so to be on the sideline, and I wasn't working the game. Were you working that game? Was that our game?
No.
Either way, I was on the sideline.
That wasn't ours.
for Yahoo Sports or something, and I was like, "Fuck, this is terrible." But I
You
did
were?
know
Oh,
I was witnessing
no.
history. Yeah.
I don't know. As a fan, I got to be at the Super Bowl when the Green Bay Packers won. That was really exciting in Dallas for the ice storm. That was pretty cool. My seats were really high up. I wasn't happy about that. I'm trying to think. I'm not doing well today with all of this, but that's okay. I've seen a lot of great ones that I've covered.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
well, just
obviously.
what about your Richard Sherman moment? I mean, for you professionally, does that? I know that was.
But even being a fan of the NFL, that was so badass in so many ways because, you know, I remember Eric Shanks, our boss with Fox, said that's why we do those interviews in hopes that there is a moment like that where a player will absolutely lose their mind. And when it happened, I didn't think Sherm was, people were like, oh, he scared her. No, my fear and my face was, holy shit, what am I going to ask next? Because this is going to be the biggest thing ever. I knew how big that was turning because no player does that. And that was just so freaking cool as a broadcaster and as a fan to have a guy lose his mind. It was awesome. Yeah,
but,
sure.
That
was it.
But for you to react so quickly in that moment, because of course, in retrospect for anything, right? You're like, oh, I could have asked this. You asked the perfect follow-up.
Yeah.
Like, who are you talking about? Because you knew who he was talking about, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you still had the wherewithal to say, like, who are you talking about? Which was amazing.
I know, but it's just the way I said it. And he goes, don't you ever talk about me like that again. And I go, who is talking about you? Like, what the fuck happened to my voice? When did I turn into a 10-year-old? Who is talking about you? Chrissy Teigen had come up with a great line that when that happened, she goes, oh my God, that was like I was on the phone with Erin and we were having this intense conversation. Who is talking about, like, what happened to me?
I thought it was a sweet, wait for this word, juxtaposition from the intense moment to like being.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Write it down. Okay, the next question is favorite sports movie. This comes to you from Becca T. Brown, 23. My favorite sports movie. Oh God, there's so many. I love Bull Durham. I love any Kevin Costner sports movie. The Natural, Field of Dreams. I mean, Costner's just in so many baseball specific ones.
So mine is, get ready for it, Toe Pick, The Cutting Edge.
Oh, Jesus.
So good.
You would say that. You're such a girl on those things.
It's such a
If
good one.
you guys haven't seen that, it's about ice skating. That's
yeah, and a hockey player.
The greatest female sports broadcaster just said her favorite movie is Toe Pick, Cutting Edge.
Like Doug Zarkin's question, what's the funniest thing you've ever heard a coach say to a player on the sideline? Do you have one?
Not off the top of my head.
I have a good one from doing Kentucky basketball. John Calipari, who is one of the best to listen to on the sideline. I mean, listen, there are times when you're listening either in a huddle or you're listening on the sideline and a coach just rips a player to shit. And you are like, oh my God. And there have been times I just look away because I'm like, oh my God. Like that was so intense, so the heat of the moment. And I would die if that was me or my husband. But one time Cal, who I love, and he eats it up and he was so great to the media. He got his team together during a timeout and he and Tom Izzo were so great about having me really be in there and listen. And he looked up and he looked at me and he goes, EA, come a little closer. This is going to be really good. And I was okay. It was awesome.
That's hot. That's amazing. I always forget in basketball how close you could, like you're in the huddle, like you're allowed
in
to.
It. Yeah.
Because you use your discretion, of course.
Oh, of course. Always. You have the band and the students behind you. So it's so loud. And some coaches are really great and they obviously trust you and let you. I mean, there are times I'm like in it. I felt like it was like, so you're going to draw me into this play. Okay. I'm going to come around behind
the edge.
Yeah.
You're going to be on. Yeah. With 10 seconds left, we're giving Erin the rock. Oh, wait. This is the last one I want to answer because then we got to go. How would I do Dancing with the Stars? Me? Absolutely not. There's no chance in hell you could get me to do that. I am not. Kendra, your sister, for those people that don't know, who's an incredibly talented dancer like you are, tries to teach me 1 minute of a choreographed routine. And I feel like I have decent rhythm or, can dance. It took me so long to learn like a few steps. I would cry. I'd cry every show, and I would get it wrong, and I'd have a meltdown, and I'd go for the tan.
I think you'd be pretty good at it. Oh yeah, the tan's good, and the weight loss is pretty great too.
Oh, wow, those abs. We've seen your abs. Wait, do they have the tanning on site?
Yes, before you leave the night before the show and when you show up at the show. So you basically ruin your sheets the night before and you re-ruin them when you get back. It's great.
That's actually going to be a continuation on the Calm Down podcast, the full episode, because I have a spray tan schedule this week, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous for a lot of different reasons. So more on that and a lot of other things on this week's Calm Down podcast. Thanks for tuning into the pregame. See ya.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.